Hello, my dear. Today we talk about Ukrainian women that so much changed during this year of war. This war seems it doesn't even going to stop. So we continue our lives. Many Ukrainian women are in foreign countries currently. And I searched the internet and I will share with you also my own conclusions about what has changed about our women, Ukrainian women during this time. So the first thing is that many Ukrainian men went to the army, Ukrainian army, to defend their country from the Russian invasion, and at the same time many women stayed at home and they need to support our economy. They need to work even more because they have children, they have responsibilities, and many of them are very patriotic and they feel their duty to support our country. They send donations to Ukrainian army, they send money to buy equipment for our men, for our soldiers, and so on. So according to statistics during this year, 28% of newly registered businesses have directors who are women in Ukraine. There are almost 22,000 of newly registered companies. Among them, in field of services, 44%, field of sales, 21%. 55% of business ladies continue their work. So after the beginning of war, some of them left the country, some of them stayed in Ukraine, but 55% of women continue their businesses. And it's a very big and very high amount. For me, unexpected, because I thought, I felt in the beginning of war that all life is lost, everything is so awful and so on, but you see our women are strong enough and they continue their work. Other important facts that now there are 60,000 of women are in Ukrainian army, and let me check, 5,000 of them are on the front line. Can you imagine? So I know personally people who went to the army just because of their wish to defend their own country, because of being very loving Ukraine and so on. And I even know the cases when women left their husbands, left their children, and they went to Ukrainian army to defend the country. So I guess you can notice how strong and how brave our women are. During this year, of course, many of us, not only women, many of us became more adaptive and more strong too, because some of women with children left the country, and it's also a challenge to go to some new country often without even English speaking, not talking about French, German, and so on, and leave everything and just go with 2 children, 3 children, 5 children to a new place to settle up a new life here without a husband next to them. But many of women managed to do it. Some other women, they stayed in Ukraine and they adapt to a new reality of Ukraine. What it means, it's explosions from time to time. It depends on the region of country, but if we talk about Odessa, for example, sometimes it happens. Last time it was 13 missiles going to Odessa, right to the city, and my friends shared with me that many of people just were in the parking lots during this night, and it was awful. Anyway, some women adapted even to this life. They adapt to lack of electricity, they adapt to taking children from schools quickly if there is an alarm, and teachers require parents to take their children away, and so on. So everyone had to adapt to a new life. Some in new countries, some people are in Ukraine, but still many women became stronger, and I guess many of them just opened a new strength in themselves. They even could not expect that they could be so strong in such a circumstances. Also, many of women who left Ukraine, they went to new countries. They put their children to schools, to kindergartens, to different lessons. Many of them are learning new languages during this year. Many of them even speak it, passed exams, and they continue their life. So you can imagine how much development with a person inside the person happened during this 1 year. especially taking into account that situation was very stressful. Anyway, our women managed to do it. Many of our women learned how to support, how to make flourish long distance relationships. Many of their husbands are left in Ukraine and in army or just working. And during the first months, many women left Ukraine, but they continue their relationships with their husbands on this long distance. Some of women even returned to Ukraine. I had some stories when the family didn't see each other for 1 year. Can you imagine? And woman is returning to the city, to Ukraine, with children, just to be next to her husband. I think it's an example of a big love, big devotion, and a lot of strength. And you can imagine if our woman loves, how much she can love when she agrees to such type of life just to be with her loved one. I think it's also about big faithfulness to her man, to her choice. And also many women started their own business or continued their business abroad. Mostly in online services, in consulting field, information field, but many continue to do what they did, and they even went to a new higher level. And of course, what's changed too, not so good factor, but health, yes. When I returned to Ukraine, I noticed some of my friends, they shared with me, many of them got health problems, me too. Because yes, of course, this war, this great stress can't be unnoticed, and it influenced our health a lot. And you know, the first stressful factor in the lives of people is considered to be a war. Second stress is relocation. In our case, many women went through both facts in their lives at the same time. So you can imagine how they can feel, but still, I'm surprised, but still they apply to our agency, being located in new countries, and they still want to find love, want to establish a family, want to have a real strong man next to them. So this strive for life is enormous in them, this passion to life. So if you are single, if you are looking for so much strong, so much loving Ukrainian woman, apply to me, write to me, and we will find a good match for you. Thank you for being with me, and like this video. Please don't forget to put like if you really liked it, and share your opinion about Ukrainian women. What you noticed about them during this year, if you communicated, of course. Have a nice day and goodbye.